Good afternoon, live from Toronto on the GBKM network. Welcome to the Chat Up Show, the show where we catch you up with a chat up of our weekly headlines. I'm your host, Elizabeth Aloydi, and I hope that you are ready to chat it up with me today. Now, as always, you know you can keep up with the GBKM network in various ways. You can listen and watch live 24/7 at www.gbkm.fm or www.gbkm.tv, where you can also catch up on our past shows, be in tune with our upcoming shows, like, share, comment, all of that fun stuff. You know, we love it when you join in the conversation here at GBKM. So you can do that all on our website. You can also continue to watch live on Facebook at GBKM Television and YouTube at GBKM TV, where you can like, share, subscribe, comment, all of that good stuff as well. And as you know, we officially launched our app. Our free app is ready for download on both Android and Apple devices. You can get it in the App Store and the Google Play Store. Check out the GBKM app to do everything you can do on the website, like checking up our past shows, in case you've missed any, checking up any upcoming shows, learning more about our on-air personalities, and liking, sharing, and commenting. I'm really going to be pushing this commenting thing because I love it when you guys engage with our chats on the Chat Up Show, and we love it all across the board on GBKM. So make sure you share and comment all of the shows that you are enjoying right now on our website and our app. And you can continue or follow us on Instagram at GBKMFM, where you can get all the necessary updates relating to the network and all the shows on the network. And you can follow us on Twitter at GBKM_FM. So those are those little updates letting you know how to keep up with us. Again, just want to reiterate, the app is available for a free download, okay? Best thing about it is you get the notifications from when we go live, and you can take us on the go. So if you want to hook it up to the Bluetooth in your car and listen to it while you drive on your commute, if you're still commuting to work currently, or just listening around the house while you're cleaning, doing the dishes, you can do that. And I encourage you to do that. That's how I do it. You know, I have it on at home while I do my chores. So make sure you download our apps on the App Store and the Google Play Store for both Apple and Android devices. Now, do you have a Valentine? Are you looking for a Valentine? I'm here to tell you that you have found a Valentine in yourself, okay? This Valentine's Day, I am making it my mission to preach self-love. I've already been talking everyone's ear off about why I feel like Valentine's Day shouldn't just be about romantic love. I think that Valentine's Day should be about all kinds of love. Really, honestly, what I do believe, in my honest opinion, is that we shouldn't only have one day that's dedicated to love. And some people may agree with me, but I'm coming out of that shell, or coming out of that thought, line of thinking, or train of thought, sorry, I got there in the end. I'm coming out of that train of thought and thinking, maybe, you know, we could broaden this pseudo holiday that we've created in society to show people that we love them and start showing ourselves that we love one another. So please indulge with me as I lay out my arguments for having a self-love day this V-Day. But before we dive into that, of course, there are some updates that I think are necessary for us to discuss here in Ontario, as we know that this is a Family Day weekend as well. So we're getting a long weekend. Yay, so exciting. For those of you who have lost track of the days, that might not mean much to you anymore. But that basically just means we can stay at home without having to work, because most people have the day off. So that's fun, you know, a long weekend for Valentine's weekend here in Ontario and the 5 other provinces across Canada. But specifically in Ontario, there are some lockdown updates that I'd like to share. So Ontario has been in lockdown since Boxing Day, and on January 12th, as many of you remembered with the alert we received on our phones, we went into a state of emergency. But as we know, before that, we'd gone into another lockdown towards the end of November here in Toronto, while we introduced the new color-coded measures, if you will, for reopening. As you know, the green, the yellow, the orange, the red, and the gray, and then there was like the full state of emergency lockdown procedure. Now we're looking As of yesterday, February 9th, the state of emergency has officially been lifted. And as of now, it's been announced that only 3 public health units in the province are given the light to go green, which means they can enter the prevent section of the reopening plan for the province, which is basically where everybody wants to be. You know, you can go out, do what you want to do. You can, you know, socialize to a limit. Of course, there are certain things that there are other safety measures in place, but we were in the green area sometime in the summer. So that's somewhere we want to get back to. So right now we know 3 public health units are going to be going back to the green. Toronto, Peel, and York regions will continue under the stay-at-home order until February 22nd. So that means that we are past the gray and we're still there. We're still in the lockdown phase. And then will most likely be placed in the gray lockdown zone, while the rest of the other 28 public health units will begin reopening as of February 16th, when they can go into the gray and slowly into the red. So those are some dates, but a health official said that these dates are amendable and will be subject to review based on the numbers and health indicators. So of course, if we start to see more cases rising, we're going to go back into, you know, the state of emergency. Now, Toronto's medical officer of health, Dr. Eileen De Villa, said that with the presence of the variants in the community, as we know that there are some variants of the COVID-19 virus, just another thing to add to the list of what's going on. Dr. De Villa said that we can anticipate an increase in numbers, and at this moment in time, reopening is not what I recommend for the city of Toronto. This was a quote from Dr. De Villa. Now, the province has also instituted a stay-at-home order which prohibited people from going out except for essential purposes. As we know, that's what we were in before. And the essential purposes were for exercise or to buy groceries, to get medication, all of that stuff. We know the drill. It's been about a year now. We get the drift, right? But health officials said to help the economy while the province reopens, limited in-person shopping will be allowed with a region while a region is in the gray lockdown zone. So that wasn't allowed before, but now they've amended it to allow for a little bit more movement for in-person shopping. So I guess that's a good little thing that we can be waiting for. For those of us in the Toronto, Peel, and York regions, that's probably not going to happen until after February 22nd. But for the rest of folks, they're looking at about February 16th that they can move into that. Premier Ford also said at a press conference earlier this week that our #1 priority will always be protecting the health and safety of all individuals, families, and workers across the province. But we must also consider the severe impact COVID-19 is having on our businesses. And that is why they've decided to amend the reopening measures, or the lockdown measures, if you will, to allow for more businesses to reopen and start, you know, making a little bit more money. Now, in the coming weeks, the province will progressively move more regions back into the color-coded system as opposed to the state of emergency lockdown we've been on for the last few weeks, for about a month now, actually. So that includes the green, the yellow, the orange, the red, and the gray, as we saw before on screen. The provinces have also detailed more changes to these stay-at-home orders. So as I mentioned before, there will be more allowance for in-person shopping in the gray lockdown section, but also added to that, retailers in the gray zones will be allowed to open their doors with a 25% capacity limit. The province said that the move is to support, of course, the province's economy recovery. The same applies to some other businesses, including the discount and big box retailers, liquor stores, hardware stores, and garden centers. Because, you know, spring is right around the corner. Maybe you want to start thinking about planting some stuff just in time. I don't know if that's enough time to plant, but the garden centers will be reopened under some new measures. With these amendments, retailers will also need to have a system in place for what is called patron screening, according to the province. This is, for example, posting signs outside the storefront about no entering if you have COVID-19 symptoms. So just more caution about wearing masks while indoors, practicing the safety distancing, or social distancing and physical distancing while inside. So this isn't really anything new. It's what we've been told to be doing, but now it's going to be more mandatory across the province to have these signs and regulations posted clearly for people to understand that this is what's going on and this is how we're going to need to continue, you know, moving from now on. Now, of course, this does not apply to indoor malls, which will have to do screening in accordance with instructions by the Office of the Chief Medical Officer of Health. So the way our malls will be practicing their screening for patrons will be according to the Office of the Chief Medical Officer of Health. So there's another adjustment, if you will, with these new regulations is that 50% capacity limit for in-person shopping at essential retailers such as supermarkets and stores that primarily sell groceries, including convenience stores, pharmacies, will stay in place. So, similar to what we've been dealing with. Personal care services will be closed though, so sorry, no salons are reopening. I know, it sucks, but we can get pedicures and manicures. We could do them at home. And that's actually part of I'm gonna be talking about later on in the show. So stay tuned for that. But gatherings at residences are still prohibited, so please stick to your own household for as much as possible. However, outdoor events, even though it's a little chilly, if you're able to host an outdoor event and social gatherings of up to 10 people with 2 meters of distance are allowed, as opposed to before you weren't allowed to do that. Of course, masks are strongly encouraged. Funerals, weddings, and baptisms are also allowed with 10 people either indoors or outdoors with 2 meters of distance between them. Religious gatherings are similarly capped at 10 people indoors with 2 meters, and masks are mandatory, but virtual and drive-in religious services are allowed in this new gray lockdown measure. So there's something that you might be looking forward to, as your religious services may be a little more in person than they have been in the last few weeks. Of course, indoor recreational fitness facilities will still be closed. Sorry, I can't go to the gym, but you can work out outdoors. Ice rinks, that's exciting winter activity that might be coming back. If you like to hit the ski trails, there was a little bit of confusion at the beginning of the week when the province said that they were going to reopen and they said they weren't, but now they're saying that they might reopen with some measures put in place, obviously for public health and safety. But that is something to look forward to. When was the last time you went skiing? I was like 12, but maybe this pandemic, I'll pick up skiing again once they reopen. But these are some new measures that are working now with these new lockdown measures. But this does give us a little bit of hope. However, Minister of Health Christine Elliott said that if we did see a rise in cases, she will use what is called emergency brake and put us right back to where we were in that state of emergency. So if we continue to see the downward trend, then yes, we're going to continue moving on closer to the green stages. Fingers crossed. But as soon as the province starts to see a rise or put any stress being put on our health units and health sectors, then unfortunately, we're right back to square one or pre-stage one or stage one. So many stages, but that's what we're not trying to do. We're trying to continue to see this decline in the number of daily cases in our province and especially in Toronto. But as of now, February 22nd in Toronto and pretty much February 16th for the rest of the province is the day we're hopefully looking at to, move into the next phase of reopening. Health Minister Elliott also said that we must remain vigilant, that this is not a reopening for a return to normal. It's an acknowledgement that we are making steady progress. So again, we're not completely back to normal yet. It's not a full reopening, but these amendments are kind of, as she said, an acknowledgement that we are moving in the right direction. So hopefully we will continue to do that. We are still encouraged to stay at home, so keep doing that. Encouraged to only go out for essentials. I know for those who are stuck at home constantly, you might be going a little stir crazy at this point, but do not worry because it is a holiday weekend here in Ontario, which is exciting. We can get excited about it. It might be hard to these days because every single day you're stuck at home, but we can make things fun. We can make things exciting. We can make the most of these long weekends that we have, even though it may seem like, why are we doing that? There's a reason. There's a reason for it. And this weekend is Valentine's Day weekend as well. To keep our spirits high, celebrate something fun, good, loving. It's a good idea, right? Now, I said it earlier in the show that I will basically be indulging in this whole day of indulgence, essentially. I think that the whole holiday of Valentine's Day is just a day that we can indulge in one another and our wants and needs, if you will. But I think that it's important that, especially now, we find ways to show ourselves a little bit of love. And I'm proposing that this be the self-love Valentine's Day of 2021, okay? Show yourself all the love. You may think that you have to be in a relationship to show some love, but you really don't. You can spoil yourself, okay? There's absolutely nothing wrong with having a meal by yourself. You get yourself your favorite meal, light some candles, do what you need to do whatever makes you happy. Focus on you. Now, if you are in a relationship currently and you go to your partner and you say that, listen, I was listening to Elizabeth on the Chat show. She said that this is going to be a self-love day. I'm going to focus on me, and your partner gets upset. Please do not bring this back to my doorstep. Do this at your own risk. These are just suggestions, okay? I'm not saying that you should go and tell someone that you love that I don't want to do anything for Valentine's Day, and next thing you know, I'm getting messages, why did you tell them that they should do anything to show? No, these are just suggestions, okay? So I'm putting that disclaimer out there now, so no one comes back to me and says, you ruined my Valentine's Day because you told my partner to love themselves, okay? No. Have this conversation with your partner, obviously. If they're someone who loves celebrating Valentine's Day, then listen to what they want to do as well and take that into consideration. However, this is to those people who are maybe Valentine's Day pessimists. You may be thinking like, oh, it's a day that, it's so indulgent. People are so selfish to be thinking that this day is the only day that you can show someone love. Valentine's Day should be every single day. I wholeheartedly agree. And I even asked folks on my Instagram last night who was planning on celebrating. And I got some mixed answers, to be fair, which I'm not so surprised about. I was expecting to get mixed responses. I got a response about how someone was going to be celebrating this Valentine's with pomp and pageantry, which I love. I think that's great. Fully dive right into that. Do all of this pomp and circumstance. Show the person that you're with that you love and care for them. Great. I got another comment saying that love should not be commercialized. Now that is an interesting idea, that we've essentially commercialized the idea of love, that it's this one day that you show the person that you're with or the people in your life that you love them, and then that's it. You spend all this money on cards, chocolates, roses, and we see all the commercials, we see all the ads going around about Valentine's Day, Valentine's Day, Valentine's Day. The comment goes on to say that every day love is celebrated in my life. To place emphasis on a day for me is just baloney. And I hear you. I do. I really do. But we're going to do things a little different this Valentine's Day. We're going to love ourselves. And maybe loving yourself is showing someone else some love. Maybe that's what self-love looks like to you, that you've filled your cup and now you want to share the overflow with someone else. That's beautiful and that's wonderful, and I fully encourage that, okay? We're diving right into love. I got another comment from my question of who's celebrating, and this one was so cute and so sweet that I had to share it, that this is the first Valentine's Day that my love and I can celebrate together, long distance, 3 years. And I think that that's just a little reminder that love is in the air and love is around us. And I know that this pandemic gets a little bleak and can be a little gloomy sometimes for a lot of us, especially those of us who may be single during this time, don't have direct contact or physical contact with the people we love. Maybe this is the day that we can, reflect on what we need and what we need to fill ourselves up again, what we need to make ourselves feel appreciated, what we need to feel like we were before. Maybe it means getting dressed up a little bit more. Maybe it means trying on that outfit that you felt was a little too risque. I mean, you're in your house, who's going to see you anyway? So, put that outfit on and work it. Maybe it means just taking a break. This is the excuse that you need to take a break for yourself. Then I encourage you to use this Valentine's Day for that. Again, if you want to celebrate it with your loved ones, 1000%. Everything that I'm going to suggest you do, you can do it with someone else other than yourself. And you could potentially do it virtually too for those who can't, meet up in person. So it works all round. But I'm speaking to those of you sitting at home that you're single and you're saying that you're not going to celebrate Valentine's Day because you're single and you're all alone. No. You're going to celebrate self-love Valentine's Day, okay? So we're going to take a really quick break, but once we're back, I'm going to dive into exactly how you can celebrate this self-love Valentine's Day. I did the research for you so you don't have to, so I can be here to inspire this beautiful day of love. So stay tuned and we'll be right back. You can officially download our free GBKM app from the App Store and the Google Play Store, okay? Now, what is the best thing about this app? Well, it is that you have all of the features from the website that is portable, in your hand, ready to use and ready to go. Now, I'm just gonna guide you through what we have available on our app right now. So here, this is the page where you can watch our live TV, our GBKM TV. You can watch live, enjoy the shows live. Now, if you go to our tabs, you can check out any shows you missed in the past shows tab, and that takes you to the past shows that have happened in the last week. And if you just scroll down, you can see those past shows in order, chronological order with their dates next to them as well. So if you've missed a show, no worries, just go to the past show tab and you can catch up on your favorite GBKM entertainment. Going back to our menus tab again, you can check out our upcoming shows so you do not miss any past shows. You can check out our breaking news section, which is our newest section as well, to learn of any breaking news within the diaspora, across the globe, all of that good stuff, so you can stay engaged and up to date on what's going on with our breaking news tab on the GBKM app, and also available on the website. And as you can see, there are other tabs there. You can listen to our live radio, our live TV. You can learn more about our on-air personalities by going to our OAP tab, all of that good. Hello and welcome back to the Chat Up Show. I'm your host, Elizabeth Aloyde, and today we're talking all things love because this weekend it's Valentine's Day. And I know that, you know, before we went on break, I was talking about how that might utter an eye roll from a few people, maybe some groans, because why are we talking about Valentine's Day? Why are we still celebrating Valentine's Day? I feel like society has moved past the need for Valentine's Day, yada, yada, yada. Or you're someone who's all about love and you want to show love, but you maybe don't have that special someone in your life that you think you can show love to. I'm here to tell you that you do have that special someone in your life, yourself. Okay, so I'm gonna put on my relationship coach hat. I'm not an expert, let me just preface this by saying, but this is some research that I've done to help serve you and help you better understand how you can maybe love yourself this Valentine's Day or show someone in your life that you love them. Okay, so this is also for our last minute, you know, I didn't think about it until the week of, and now I'm kind of struggling and scrambling and I have no idea what to do, no idea what to give the person or do with my time or myself. Don't worry, I got you. All of the stuff that you can do really does not require all that much. It shows effort and it shows appreciation, but it does not require a lot of money. So if you don't want to spend a lot of money, do not worry. And it doesn't really require a lot of time as well. But there's like so much bang for your buck, okay? Because I hear that I'm saying this out loud, it sounds like it doesn't mean anything, but it's so worth it, okay? So let's think of this day as everybody's birthday. This is the day that everybody should feel special. Everybody should feel loved, right? So I think that's a great way to think of Valentine's Day. So if you're single, as I said, doesn't mean that this day isn't for you to indulge in too, okay? I'm a firm advocate of self-love, and I think that self-love is probably one of the most important loves. And why not take a day that is meant for love and spend it on yourself? Okay, so you could do anything that feels important to you, anything that you've been looking forward to doing, something that you've been saying you'll do for you this whole pandemic and you just haven't found the time. I am giving you permission to find the time this Valentine's Day. Okay, so if that means that you take a full day to just do whatever you want, you know, lounge around the house and not lift a finger and not think about, you know, what you're going to make for dinner and not have to worry about that, take that day. Of course, communicate with this with the rest of the people in your household, if you have others in your household, in case they get to dinner time and they're kind of hungry and they haven't made any other plans, or they're wondering, you know, what's up. You're taking a you day. This is all about self-love. This is love day for you, okay? If you want to take a bath, do it. Get your favorite Epsom salt. Splurge a little on a nice essence oil. You know, light the nice candles, the candles that you do when guests come around. Get yourself your favorite bottle of wine or whatever. If you can safely watch TV while you lay in the bath, then do that. Take that time. okay? Put in that bath bomb that had looked so pretty and has no real use, but looks beautiful as it fizzles in the bath. Add as many bubbles as you want. Do what makes you happy, what makes you feel relaxed, what makes you feel connected to yourself. This is a time for you to be fully indulging in what you want. Buy yourself a present if that's what you want to make yourself feel happy. Spoil yourself, get yourself a nice treat. Now, if you want to do this with someone else, a nice way you can incorporate the other person is to maybe share a gift box or basket for one another. Now, I'm going to bring up something that I think is really important to take note of when you're thinking of showing someone love or even showing yourself. The 5 love languages. Now, I'm sure some of you have heard about the love languages before. It's something that, a lot of relationship and dating coaches have been talking about for a while, about how you need to understand these languages to better love and serve the people in your life or even yourself. So knowing your love language is a great way to know yourself and know how you want to be loved and how you can also love yourself. So as we see here on the screen, we've got the 5 love languages. The first one is words of affirmation. Okay, now this is the love language where you encourage, appreciate, and listen actively. That's what it looks like and how you can communicate that to others. Words of encouragement, telling someone how much you love them, how proud they are. If they look beautiful that day, you tell them you look beautiful. Don't add the that day, because then people are going to start thinking, what, every other day? I don't look beautiful every other day to you? What does that mean? It's going to start an argument. Just say you look beautiful and end it there. You look beautiful, period. Okay? Words of affirmation. You could send an unexpected note or text or card to show them that you've been thinking about them that day, surprise them a little bit. This is for people whose love languages are words of affirmation. Things you should probably avoid when someone's love language is words of affirmation is not recognizing or appreciating effort. So for Valentine's Day, how this may look is if there's someone in your life that, does all the chores, does all the cooking and the cleaning, you tell them, you write them a note, write them a letter, write them a card saying how much you appreciate this, how much you appreciate them doing that for you. If you're showing yourself some love, write yourself the note and the card about how great you think you're doing, how proud you are of yourself. You can write it as yourself, like as your past self, like your younger self to your older self right now, like as 8-year-old you looking at, the grown you, how they are so proud of the person you've become. These are little things that you can do to really brighten someone's day. Now, granted, this isn't just for Valentine's Day, this is year round, but why not start on Valentine's Day? It makes sense. You can make a habit in 21 days, so start on Valentine's Day and go 21 days from there and see how often you show the person in your life you love them and you care for them according to their love languages. Now, these love languages are based off of the book that was written by Gary Chapman. It's called The 5 Love Languages, How to Express Heartfelt Commitment to Your Mate. Now, this isn't just for romantic relationships. I believe that everyone's love languages can work even with platonic familial ties as well. Now, the next one is physical touch. This one's a little difficult because, we can't really actually be physically around a lot of people right now. So if the person you're trying to show love to is not near you, don't worry, I got you. There's some other ways. But what physical touch looks like is nonverbal use of body language and touch to show love. So a hug, if you're able to hug someone. If, you can pat them on the back when they do something right, or just, a little pat to let them know that you're still there with them. Just physical touch. Another thing, hugs, kissing, cuddling, all of that is included in physical touch. So if this sounds like you, maybe your love language is physical touch. When someone gives you a hug, it makes you feel extra special and loved. Or if you're someone who's like, do not touch me, maybe physical touch isn't your love language, and then you've learned something new. Things to avoid with physical touch lovers is physical neglect or abuse. So maybe if, physical touch makes you uncomfortable, it might not be the best option to try and show your love to someone who is, if you're not comfortable with that. So it's difficult now, as I said, with physical touch because you can't physically be with someone, but experts say and encourage that there are other ways you can do that. And that could be you watch a show together or a movie together at the same time virtually. So over, Zoom or Skype or FaceTime. you're spending that quality time doing the same thing together. Maybe you just have that face-to-face connection, having the video call instead of just calling them on the phone. You actually set up a time to Zoom with them so they see your face and they can communicate with a real face and not just the voice. These are some ways you can express physical touch or love to someone during these times. It's hard out there. I'm so sorry if your love language is physical touch. It's hard out there. It's hard because we can't. You know, a lot of people are complaining about being touch deprived, and they miss being able to just hug people and hug those that they love, and now they have to keep their distance, and it's hard. So maybe just this time, this time of year, you just drop a special note to that person who in your life has been missing hugs and physical contact with people, and you say, I'm thinking about you, loving you, yes. And to yourself, if you are someone who misses the hugs and connections, maybe you reach out and you have the video chat with someone and talk to them and see how they're doing and connect that way. It's hard, it's tough, I know, I feel bad, yeah. So moving on to the next love language is receiving gifts. I think everyone loves to receive gifts, but there's some other people who this is really when you give them a gift that you've obviously thought about, this is it. I know you love me because you gave me this gift. And there's some other people who show their love through gift giving as well. Now, receiving gifts, what it shows is thoughtfulness. It's showing that you're making them a priority in your life. It shows that you're thinking of them. And the ways you could do this is that you give the thoughtful gifts and even gestures. Maybe you can do a grand gesture. Maybe you can make it social media official if it's a new relationship, since that's the age we're in. If you post it on social media, it's for real. That's a grand gesture. You could give them, flowers, have their favorite meal delivered to their doorstep for Valentine's Day if you can't physically be with one another. Oh, that's a good one. It clicked in my head. Literally, just have it delivered to their doorstep for someone who you can't meet up with, but you want to have that kind of connection. Send them their favorite meal. That's a good idea. Look at you. I'm dropping all the gems for you today. Another way you could also show love through the receiving of gifts or giving gifts, expressing gratitude when you're receiving gifts, letting them know that you appreciate it too. So the giver isn't feeling used or neglected as well, that's also reciprocating the love you receive too. So if you're going to give yourself a gift this self-love Valentine's Day, make sure you thank yourself for the gift you've given yourself. And thank yourself for, being present, being there, Gratitude always comes first, right? Now for a receiving gifts kind of love language person, what you should try to avoid is unenthusiastic gift receiving and forgetting special occasions. So if you know of someone who loves getting gifts from someone and you just, or loves giving gifts to someone and you just say, oh, thanks, and you don't acknowledge that this was a special moment, that's not really great. Receiving or giving gift etiquette, forgetting special occasions for someone whose love language is receiving gifts also is a big no-no. So, maybe if this is their love language, Valentine's Day is a big deal to them. So maybe you want to add in that little extra bit of effort just to remind them that you love them just a little bit. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. The next one, quality time. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but here it's uninterrupted, focused conversation, one-on-one time, which is important, especially when you're developing a relationship. But it's important with everyone. You want to have one-on-one quality time with your friends, with your family. So this Valentine's Day, if you have someone in your life who likes quality time, then maybe that's what you're going to do with them. You're going to take that quality time with just the two of you, just to hang out, just to talk, do whatever you want, cook together, just sit on the couch and hang out together, whatever, what have you. It could be really simple. Here it says that what quality time actions to take is to create special moments, take walks, do small things together that will create memories together because you're spending time together, right? What to avoid though is distractions when spending time together. So if you keep looking at your phone while you're with someone with quality time, at your own risk is what I will say. If you go a long time without the one-on-one time, they might start getting a little antsy. So if you are in a long distance relationship right now and you haven't gotten the time to, actually have that deep connection, that deep quality spending time together, maybe you should do that this Valentine's Day. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. So your person doesn't kind of go, okay, goodbye, not going to talk to you, is going to give you the silent treatment, get upset. You don't want that. You don't want that on Valentine's Day. And for our self-lovers out there, just spending that time with yourself is so important. That's a quality time, doing what you want to do, doing what you love. Or if you want to give the gift of self-love to someone else this Valentine's Day, you can give them the time and the space that they need to spend quality time with themselves. Okay, because this self-love thing can go both ways. You can help someone participate in loving themselves as well by allowing them to fully dive into whatever their love language is. So if that means it's getting gifts, maybe you should close one eye, turn away. Don't look at how much they're spending on a gift. Just think about how much they're loving themselves. That's what's important. If you love someone, you want them to love themselves as much as they love you, right? So you're going to allow them to do what they need to do this Valentine's Day to love themselves. Again, if your partner gets upset, please don't call me, because all I will say is I merely gave a suggestion. I'm sorry it didn't go in your favor. Again, the warning. Now the final love language here is acts of service. Now this is where you essentially let them know you are wanting help. So if this is your love language, how you can communicate this to others is letting them know you want help, that you want them to help you lighten your load. The actions that can be taken is either making someone breakfast or dinner, making a meal for them. So taking that load of having to feed themselves, having food delivered to their doorstep so they don't have to worry about it. Maybe it means doing the essentials run for the week so that they can kick their feet up and relax a little bit. Maybe it's doing the chores around the house. Maybe this Valentine's Day, you will give them free reign you will do all the chores for a month. There's a great present you can give someone who loves acts of service. Do the chores for a month, and no complaining either, because that's the gift you're giving them. Now, what you want to avoid is lack of follow through on small and large tasks. So if you say you're going to do something for someone who appreciates and loves acts of services, do it. Don't say you're going to do it and not do it, because then that's going to be an issue and it's going to probably cause arguments. So we've gone through our love languages. Now let's better understand how we can implement them during this Valentine's Day. What can we do that's safe, that's still fun, that will help create memories, that will show that we love ourselves or love the people in our lives? I got some great ideas for you. I did research for you guys, okay? And I think that the list of 5 activities that I've come up with are quite great. So I mentioned that you can self-love, have an at-home spa day that you can create, all of the stuff that you can pick up from a grocery store or your local essential store. No problem, right? Do what you want to do at home, relax, lounge, give yourself a pedicure, manicure, facials, work on that skincare, cook yourself your favorite meal, whatever you need to do to just give yourself a me day, okay? Now the next thing you can do is you can set the mood. So you can do whatever activity you want to do, but set the mood, make it really feel like a special occasion. Get you some candles from the grocery store, get you some fairy lights that you can hang up so they can twinkle and make things nice and pretty. You can go to the dollar store and get some really cheap, reusable, recyclable decorations for Valentine's Day as well. So you could just set things up and make it pretty and make it feel like a real special occasion. If you're gonna make yourself dinner, set the table with the nice silverware. Get yourself, some centerpiece, maybe some flowers that you could put at the center of the table. Sprinkle some rose petals around. If you like to have real ones, great, splurge on some real ones. If you want to have the fake ones, get the fake ones that you can reuse again and again. See, not that expensive. Just to set the mood, make it nice, make it pretty, right? If you can't, of course, we can't be going out to restaurants right now for indoor dining like we normally would for Valentine's Day. A lot of people won't be able to get reservations, but this year, everybody can get a reservation. All you need to do is order from your local restaurants, have it delivered, or you can go pick it up, and there you go. You're eating from your favorite restaurant, but in the comfort of your own home. And you can make it pretty by decorating, right? Okay, you can do that for yourself, you could do that for your family, you could do that for your loved ones, your romantic partner, you can do it for your virtual Zoom Galentine's Day, Palentine's Day, whatever you want to call it. You can do that for anything. Setting the mood makes it, just takes it to a whole other level. It shows that you've put in effort, right? It shows that you've taken the time to think about it. It doesn't look like you just slapped it together. And it doesn't really take all that much to hang some fairy lights and sprinkle some fake rose petals around, right? But it looks nice. Now, another thing that you can do is do something that you haven't tried before. As I said, that you could do something that you've been wanting to do during this pandemic that you haven't gotten a chance to. Maybe that's taking up painting. And painting is a great activity that you can do with yourself, with others, virtually as well. It gets the creative juices flowing. You know, it's time to show off your artistic chops, if you will. It's a great bonding exercise as well, because you can joke about the way your paintings come out if you're not that artistic. And if you are, maybe you can hone your artistic skills. You could, as I mentioned, you can do it virtually. So if you want to get a group of friends together, you know, get your favorite bottle of wine, have a little sip and paint at home safely, but together, painting the same thing, painting from the same inspiration. You can get paint supplies from Walmart or any other supercenter, even the dollar store, so you don't have to spend all that much money on it if it's just a one-time thing. But it's a nice little moments that you can create together, and you get a souvenir to keep after to remember it by. Memories on memories. And if you're doing it as a couple, you can paint each other something, you know, that tells each other how much you love yourself. Words of affirmation, you can paint your note or to show the person how much you care for them. And receiving gifts as well. It could be the perfect gift to give someone. Hey, I painted this for you. You were my muse. Who doesn't want to be someone's muse? This works for almost all the love languages, okay? Physical touch, you do it virtually, but it's you spending that one-on-one time, quality time with each other, focusing on one task with each other. Acts of service, maybe you are the one to go pick up the paint supplies for someone to show them that, hey, I'm thinking about you, I'm thinking about us, I want us to have a good time. Another thing that you can do that you may not have tried before is get some of your favorite drinks, maybe your favorite wine, favorite liquor. Of course, drink responsibly and only those who can legally do so. Disclaimer. You can have like a little drink tasting session with yourself, try something new, or with some friends. Again, you can do that virtually. You don't have to physically be together, but this is another way that you can spend some time with each other doing a fun activity, making it a special moment. And it's on Valentine's Day, so you'd be like, oh, remember that Valentine that we did this and this together? That was a fun time. Creating memories, all good stuff. And you could do it with your partner, with your family, of course, if they're all of the legal age, with anybody. These are some really fun stuff that you could do at any point in time, really genuinely speaking. But just to inspire you, since it is Valentine's Day, you can do that. And again, as always, you can do this with yourself. Self-love. I'm going to keep saying it over and over and over again. Self-love Valentine's Day. I think I'm going to coin this term. It's going to be a thing. Maybe this is going to be like my tradition. Every year, one day of the Valentine's Day weekend, you pick for yourself to show yourself some love. I challenge you to do that every year. And I want to hear all about it. I want to hear about what you guys ended up doing this Valentine's Day. Did you spend Valentine's Day loving up on yourself, or did you show someone else some love through their love language? What did you do? I want to hear. So make sure you let me know. You could slide into my DMs on Instagram, or you can comment right now. If you already have your plans of Valentine's Day, I'm so curious. I want to know what everyone else is doing. Finally, as I mentioned, you can have a Galentine's or a Palentine's Day. So if you don't just want to spend the day with yourself, but you kind of want to have that, you know, not necessarily romantic connections, you can just get a group of friends. If you live with your friends and you're lucky enough to have roommates who are friends, make this a special moment for you guys to show that you love each other and you appreciate each other as roommates. Because you know how hard it is to find roommates that everybody gets along with. So maybe this is the day that you show them like, hey, I appreciate you as a roommate. Love you, buddy. It's great living with you. So let's do something fun together that we can enjoy. Or you can just get a group of friends together virtually and, you know, have your own little party together. Maybe have a brunch Everyone cooks their favorite meal. No one has to worry about, it's a potluck because you're just in your own home. It's fine. It's fun. These are things that we could do to show those around us that we love them, that we love us as well. How you can make that a self-love thing. I think it's self-love to reach out to one another and show each other love as well. Reaching out if you do need to speak to someone as well. Reaching out if you're feeling particularly lonely this Valentine's Day, and maybe a self-love Valentine's Day isn't really what you want because you've been doing the self-love thing for some time and now you want someone else. Have a Valentine's Day. Call your gals and your pals, and you guys could share the love with one another. You can get each other cards and gifts that you could exchange, pop into each other's mailboxes. Isn't that so cute? That reminds me of when we were in elementary school and we'd have Valentine's Day cards and stuff that we put into each other's cubbies, and everyone had to give each other a Valentine's Day so it was fair, like a Valentine's card so it was fair. And it was really nice because, you got something from everyone in the class, and it was like, let's see who wrote what card, let's see what kind of card we got each other. You could bring that back with your friends if, of course, they are within close enough proximity that the cards will arrive in time for Valentine's Day, and then have them, read the cards together over Zoom. Some really great ideas, genuinely. I think so. And I think that we will all have a great Valentine's Day this year because we're all remembering that love conquers all. And with the year that we've had with this pandemic, now we're hearing about these new variants, it can get really stressful. So maybe this is a day that we just take some time to take a break, acknowledge the people that we have around us, acknowledge the people that we have in our lives, show them some love, show ourselves all of the love. Okay, if this means spoiling yourself in whichever way, if you want to order that dinner for two and make it a dinner for one, do it. I will not judge you. In fact, I might even join you, and that might be what I'm going to do for Valentine's Day. Because now, as you know, you can have, they always do the deals in the restaurants, 2 for 1 for Valentine's Day. Not everybody has a +1, so just make it for you. You can do little things to just make this day a little bit more special. It's hard to, get the creative juices flowing or feel inspired when you're spending every single day with the same people in the same area, in the same building, not really seeing much. It might get a little, you're stuck in a rut, you're stuck in a routine. So this can break things up a little bit. If you're going to plan on spending Valentine's Day alone, maybe that gives you the time and the space to separate from the people in your household so you don't have to spend as much time with them. If you're going to spend it with the people you love, of course, this could be some time to really reconnect with one another. There are the 36 questions to fall in love that the New York Times published years ago that is still being talked about till this day. You can do that to get to know the people in your life, to get to know the people you love, on a deeper level, get to know them even more. Ask them these 36 questions. Maybe you thought you knew them, and these 36 questions will make you get to know them in a different light. People grow and change over time. Maybe they have. So spend this Valentine's Day reconnecting and re-getting to know the people in your life. You could ask yourself these questions too. Get to understand yourself, This doesn't have to be done with a partner. You can ask yourself these questions too. Understand who you are as well. That can also help you in the future. Just spending time connecting with people, I think, is just what I'm really trying to get at. That's the whole point of the show today, that I hope that you're inspired to get to know and reconnect, reignite the flames, if you will, reignite the intimacy. I know Valentine's Day can get really cheesy and it can feel like it's been commercialized and it's overrated. We could really look at that side of it, or we can look at the other side and say hey, the whole world is celebrating love today. Why not join in? Why not participate? Why not love as well? Everybody in our life wants to know that they are loved and appreciated in some way. So why not show them this Valentine's Day? And with that, the final suggestion that I can come up with on how you could spend this Valentine's Day together is cooking. Instead of ordering food all the time, maybe you're a couple that always orders in. Maybe this is something that you can do together, cooking, baking. It's a way to get to know one another. It's a way to get to know your likes, your dislikes. Because cooking is a very intimate thing. A lot of you don't understand it. If you've ever been in the kitchen with someone else, you understand how close to how much of a, like, you know, you're in close quarters a lot of the time. So when you can cook with someone and you can vibe with them, it's all good. But if they annoy you while you're cooking, there's a sign. There's another level of getting to know someone. Even cooking for yourself as well. You can make it a whole spiel, as I said. Use your nice silverware, all of that fun stuff. But you could even cook over Zoom, over FaceTime. You don't have to physically be together. You can cook the same meal worlds apart. You can do this with your family. Bring your whole family in the kitchen with you. Cook together, set the table all nice. Have that nice intimate family time. Something that's so simple, you know, that you'd think that that's not enough. But I'm telling you, it's the little things that count. We often get too stuck in our heads when we're thinking about how to be romantic or how to show someone we love them. But it's really the little things. And if you know the people in your life, you know what they enjoy, you know what they like. Valentine's Day could be a breeze. And this year, I feel like the bar is set pretty low. Like, come on. Most of us can't go anywhere. We can't really do all that much. So the bar isn't that high. So if you do take the steps to, you know, show these people in your life that you love them and show yourself that you love yourself, it makes it all that special and it's appreciated just that little bit more. So I hope today that you are inspired to go forth and spoil your loved ones, spoil yourself this Valentine's Day. Enjoy the Family Day weekend that we're gonna have here in Ontario. Love life. Find the little things that make you happy. That's it. I think that's a great note to end on, okay? So that concludes our show for today. Thank you so much for joining me and chatting it up with me. I hope that you will enjoy your love day this weekend and the Family Day weekend as well, for those who are observing, of course. As always, you know, you can keep up with the GBKM network in various ways. You can listen and watch live 24/7 at www.gbkm.fm or www.gbkm.tv, where you can like, comment, share, all of that fun stuff. Check out our past shows. Download our app to take you on the go. Free download in the App Store and the Google Play Store. You can follow us on Instagram at GBKMFM and Twitter at GBKM_FM. And you can follow me, your host, on Instagram and Twitter at TIS_Liz_O, where I want to hear all about your Valentine's Day, okay? So make sure you slide into my DMs and you let me know what you did if you picked from my list of inspiration. And yeah, with that, remember to download our app, and I will see you at the same time, same place next week. I will chat with you then. Take care. You can officially download our free GBKM app from the App Store and the Google Play Store, okay? Now, what is the best thing about this app? Well, it is that you have all of the features from the website that is portable, in your hand, ready to use and ready to go. Now I'm just gonna guide you through what we have available on our app right now. So here, this is the page where you can watch our live TV, our GBKM TV. You can watch live, enjoy the shows live. Now, if you go to our tabs, you can check out any shows you missed in the past shows tab, and that takes you to the past shows that have happened in the last week. And if you just scroll down, you can see those past shows in order, chronological order, with their dates next to them as well. So if you've missed a show, no worries, just go to the past show tab and you can catch up on your favorite GBKM entertainment. Going back to our menus tab again, you can check out our upcoming shows so you do not miss any past shows. You can check out our breaking news section, which is our newest section as well, to learn of any breaking news within the diaspora, across the globe, all of that good stuff, so you can stay engaged and up to date on what's going on with our breaking news tab on the GBKM app, and also available on the website. And as you can see, there are other tabs there. You can listen to our live radio, our live TV. You can learn more about our on-air personalities by going to our OAP tab, all of that good stuff. You can officially download our